What's going on, YouTube? I'm your host and officer Orange Leader 398, and welcome back to yet another VTI Legends Corner video. Now, today we're going to be talking about Phase 1 of the CPit, or the Challenge Rancor Raid, using a full SLKR team. Now, I personally don't have one, so big shout outs to Jake Hank, Hammy himself. He is going to run through it. He is going to do an awesome job. Already did an awesome job. But I'm going to let him go ahead and explain everything himself. He's done this run several times before. So if you're looking to try and sneak in a few more and you're a guild that hasn't quite gotten it figured out but wants to snag a couple of those Relic 9 mats before they start to disappear, this is going to be a great video guide to help you out. So make sure you keep watching, check it out, and I'm going to let him handle it from here.
Alright, so we're going to look at the SLKR full first order phase 1 run here. I've been doing a few runs trying to work out the best order of things, and it's going to be variability. Basically, I have Relic 9, Kylo, both Kylos. Doesn't matter much for the damage. Assuming you have like a Relic 7 SLKR, the damage difference isn't going to be that different on Relic alone, but the survivability will be. I probably have a lot more health than the average person will, but I will. So we can look here. I've got health and speed sets. Decent speed, a 567. It's not what my usual speed is, but for the raid specifically, I opted for slightly less speed for slightly more damage, and I'm always running a lot of health. It's just generally good on him. So as you can see here, 166,000 health. Like I said, Relic 9 is boosting that number a lot. You're probably not hitting 166,000 unless you've got stellar health mods, and you're probably sacrificing something for that. So 567 speed and almost 12,000 offense. It's a lot. Not a ton else on here. There's a few random stats. Crit chance doesn't really matter. The defense is kind of nice. We'll talk a little bit more about defense later on. Again, protection, non-factors. In this battle, tenacity, non-factor. Potency's fully a non-factor all the time with SLKR, but to get what I've got here was kind of necessary. So yeah, mostly you're looking for offense, speed, and health. Always, but especially in the raid. I would sacrifice a little speed for offense where you can. Next, Kylo Ren himself. I have no speed on him. I think I've got like two mods that have speed on them. Yeah, which obviously this is like a stellar speed mod. That's also like a great defensive mod, which is why he has it. And I have this guy just jacked to the wall with health. He's got almost as much health as our Galactic Legend, which is pretty insane. Pretty much no damage, but a ton of armor as well. And I like the low speed because it makes sure that he keeps the defense up buff from First Order Stormtrooper throughout the whole raid. But yeah, full health sets, and then a lot of health and defense where you can get it. Speed, like I said, doesn't really matter. Yeah, health more than anything, because you're going to get most of your defense from First Order Stormtrooper. Next, First Order Stormtrooper. His mods really don't matter. I put a little extra effort into them for this just to try and get it. Obviously, health over protection would be best. But I just have what I have. I was going for as much health and defense as I could on him. Speed doesn't really matter. The speed that's on here is just coincidental. These are actually mostly mods from Malik and Malchus, which is why they have more speed than I would usually have on him. Hux, I have going just slightly faster than First Order Officer. I think that's important. First Order Officer is not able to pass turn in this because his turn pass is a turn meter buff. and turn meter. You can't get increased turn meter in the raid, so you'll never be using his middle special, and you'll see that one for it. But like I said, as much health and speed as I could on these guys, nothing else matters. You want them to take as many turns as possible and survive as long as possible. Preferably, all your major stats here would be health, but that wasn't an option to also get my speed up on some of these, so that's why this is a protection triangle, for example. Same story with First Order Officer, health and speed, and like I said, I do think it's important for him to be slightly slower than Hux, and if you don't purposely nerf, if they have like equivalent speeds, Hux has a lower base speed, so he will get outpaced by First Order Officer unless you put in a slight bit of attention into making sure that's lower. So that's it for mods. So let's jump in, and we can talk about the strategy as we go. And like I said, relic stuff, all my other guys are relic 5, which is just base level for SLKR. If you're smart, you probably put extra relics into Hux and Officer because they're pilots and could use the extra relics. I just am caught up in other projects. So, all right, perfect. So, get in battle, man. I have explained this multiple times. Important fact for the whole raid. This applies to every phase. We'll talk about it here because it's relevant here as well. Relevant anywhere you have swarm attacks. The boss is going to gain 15% turn meter for every instance of damage it takes directly. So if you're, using AoEs and it hits him, he's gaining turn meter. If you're just hitting, the side guys, he's not gaining turn meter. But he gets 15% every time he gets hit. So if you have a hit like SLKR Basic that hits twice, that's 2 instances of damage. He's gaining 30% turn meter. When you have a swarm attack like Hux here, it's going to count as 6 instances of damage because you have 5 guys attacking. One of those guys hits twice. That's 90% turn meter. So you only want to be using swarm attacks on the boss when he is going to be taking a turn soon. Otherwise, you're just giving him extra turns to kick your ass a little bit faster. Alright, so getting into the battle, goal here is to stack Siphon and get 2 alts off. Preferably 2 full charge alts, but sometimes it takes a little stop and go restart, so if your second alt is going to be like a 2 turn alt instead of a 3 turn alt, you might just want to keep that one. It can be a little finicky to get the 3 turn alt off both times. But starting off, we're going to do a poke. Start stacking our Siphon. With the mods, it was important to have Hux go first here because he gets he will give Kylo the turn, which will let him get the cooldown reset on the poke. You can use poke again. If it's not like this and you have First Order Officer going first, I guess it doesn't really matter, but you're losing value on his third ability, which we'll talk about in this. So we got the reset, do the poke, get the extra Siphon. Now, when First Order Officer uses his third ability here, all our cooldowns are being reduced by 1. That includes the poke we just used. So instead of 2 more turns for it to come up, it's only 1 more turn. So next turn we can use our swipe, and then the turn after that, poke is back. That's the main advantage there. We're not going to use this ability at all in this phase, really in the raid. You can't gain turn meter, so this only thing this does for us is give your target offense up, which can be nice, and maybe later on in the raid, if you're about to take a turn anyway, you might use it just to get that offense up buff. If it's like if all the stars align and you don't want to give the captain the 15% turn meter, but Kylo's gonna take a turn soon anyways, yada 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 yada. There's slim chance that you're gonna use it. Basically, though, gonna use his third ability, get those cooldowns. First Order Stormtrooper comes in, does his one job for the day. He is gonna give us defense up. Something I forgot to do there, something you should do, is not target captain when you use a Stormtrooper's ability. If you have a guard to focus to draw attention to, you should, because he always has a chance of calling an assist on an ability. So I didn't want to hit captain there because I just gave him 15% turn meter for no reason. Should have done it otherwise, but we'll go through anyways without. Here, we're going to use stun. This is probably the only time you use it. Unless there's a guard up, you're not going to use stun. But if there is, it's good to use it on a guard so that when Kylo uses his Siphon ability here, he does double the Mastery Siphon when his target is stunned. So we'll do that. Boom. Right here, great example. This guy is pretty high turn meter. If I hit him here, I probably get another turn from Officer, which is just going to provide me a basic. We already used his third ability, so there's really no value in that. We're better off using the Swarm here and getting those crits in so we can get that extra ult charge. Stepping up. See, here's an instance. He's already low turn meter. There's really no value in giving Kylo offense up for nothing. Got the crit damage up anyway. We'll just hit that. We're going to poke, get a little more Siphon build up. Basic gives us a little Siphon, some damage, some ult charge. We're already close to that 3-turn ult, which is great. Best luck you can possibly get here. Use basic on Stormtrooper, and it calls Kylo to assist, giving you enough ult charge to use your ult. Next turn, I think you're going to have enough people go before him that he gets to use his ult anyway. But yeah, so let's look here. We're at 90%. We need 2 more crits to be able to go. If I pass this to Kylo, you're just going to use a basic and then not do anything anyway. You're better off here using a basic, because then you can use this. Bam, you're at full ult. Now you go in, drop your ult. During your ult, at least this first one for sure, pretty much I always use it every time. I mean, maybe there's a mathematic where you should be using poke, ult instead, but I just focus on pure Mastery Siphon to get that damage up as fast as possible. So I just use 3 swipes on this. Here again, Captain is almost at full turn. There's no reason to pass to Kylo when we can swarm and get a few more crits, especially because Hux has a high potential of just dying to the AoE damage. So we might as well take advantage of this when we can. There goes Stormtrooper, but he did his job. Here we are. Basic. Swipe again, stack up that Mastery. And the damage is getting pretty big. That's 180,000 hit there. In this instance, we're going to just basic. He's going to get to go, but that's fine. Hux is maybe going to go down. Yep, Hux goes down, but that's okay. Do that. Going to swipe one last time, and we're already at another 1-turn ult. I am going to... It's going to take a turn soon. We'll swipe. I was thinking about maybe poking one, so then maybe if Kylo Ren went before me, he could stun one and I could get more Siphon, but like I figured here, that was not likely to happen. I am going to poke. It's a little risky, but Kylo should be good to tank for a little bit longer here. Actually, yeah, we'll do a basic, get us up to the 2-turn. Boom, boom. Oh man. So in this instance, I think you have to take your ult. Kylo's going to die in the next hit, and then you're going to take 2 hits. Well, actually, he's going to summon next turn. We're going to be greedy. He's going to summon next turn, which means he's going to do less attacks. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm dumb. Why didn't it... Oh, is it not the summon ability? It's not. Okay. My bad. We got lucky. Maybe don't take that risk. I am not going to be greedy this time because he will kill me this turn. So we're going to take our 2-turn ult here. And right now this run is at a 9%. We're going to swipe once. Puts us at 10% damage. We're going to do one basic here. Oh, he's going a lot. He's going off. And one basic here puts us at 12%. Now, I don't know if I want to save this because I know I can do better, but that's a general strategy for the run. So, in general, if you get a run that goes that well, I think it's worth saving. 12% is a good number. I know I can hit 17, 18 potentially, so I'm not going to save it. But that's the idea. Yeah. And if it takes you a few tries, or if you want to play around with it, feel free. But definitely, if you're hitting 10% plus, don't feel like you need to keep pushing. But if you are confident you can get more like I am, go ahead and try. And that's it.
And there you have it. Big shout outs to him for doing a pretty good run there. He did not end up saving that run. And about 5 or 6 runs later, he actually ended up with about a 17% run, which is very good. With your SLKRs, you're looking anywhere between 15 to 20%, 20% being kind of more like your off meta team. So the fact that with just his SLKR base team, no Watt, no armor, no Night Sister cheese, that he's getting that high, that is a very good run. And all he did was he just used his strategy and just kept going through and through, and he got it. So, thanks for coming out and checking this video. I appreciate all you guys. Have yourselves a great night, and as always, peace.